So Abe, the news today, Hostess filing for bankruptcy, not their first time, but this time it looks like they're going to liquidate. At least that's the plan they filed with the court. Tell us what's going on.
Well, this is going to be their second time through bankruptcy in about a decade, and it looks like this time they will actually liquidate, and they're going to sell some of their assets. They listed about $980 million in assets, more than $1 billion in debt when they filed for bankruptcy back in January. This is really the case of a lot of debt from private equity and hedge funds loading it on there, and they also have a problem of not really working well with their unions. They have a lot of unfunded legacy pensions, and unions wouldn't budge, and they've been striking, and that means that the closure of 3 plants already, and it'll mean the eventual closure of all the plants.
Right, and of the more than $1 billion in liabilities, more than $900 million of that was unfunded pension liabilities, as we saw in the filing. I was always told that cockroaches, Twinkies, and Keith Richards were the only 3 things that could survive a nuclear holocaust. I still think that's the case. Twinkies, the company, the Hostess brand company is filing for bankruptcy. The brand still clearly has value. What do you think happens with the brand? Is someone out there to buy it?
Twinkies never go stale, and I don't see the shelf life coming off that brand right now. It's an iconic brand. Little kids across America buy it, even adults buy it for a treat. I think one of the biggest potential buyers out there right now is Daniel Cervete. He is the CEO of Grupo Bimbo. It's actually the world's largest bread maker, and it's based in Mexico. And they flirted with Hostess in the past. In 2000, they said that they were publicly shopping for American bakeries, and instead they chose something called Earth Grains. And then in 2007, when the Hostess parent company was working its way through bankruptcy, then there was discussion that it would team up with an investment firm run by Ron Burkle, another billionaire, and they would team up together and they would put in a bid. Eventually, Bimbo stepped away, and Hostess got away then. But just last year, it bought Sara Lee. It bought the U.S., Spanish, and Portuguese part of Sara Lee's bakery operations. So that really suggests to me that their appetite for U.S. bakery companies is hardly satiated. Other players in the mix include Kraft or Mondelez International, also Kellogg, which owns Keebler, and the company that controls Nature Valley.
So clearly, consumer foods, a space that a lot of consolidation around the world, a lot of players involved. Brands like Hostess, Twinkies, those are well-known brands, and there's nothing that can really replace when a shopper goes into a store. They know the brand, they know the company, and they know the goods. So obviously something that could entice a buyer here, even with the company planning to liquidate.
No, I totally agree with you. It's going to be interesting to see the dollar figure they put on the valuation. I believe when they're talking about bidding for it back in 2007, bids were around $500 million for the entire company. It's going to be interesting to see what is the worth of a Twinkie.